Hello guys, just finished the Halo episode 1. Just finished watching it, and I can say that it's definitely not for anyone. One second. No. Okay, that works. Um, yeah, so it's definitely not for anyone who was into the Bungie Halo games, right? 1, 2, 3, Halo 3 ODST, and then Halo Reach. If you're into those ones, this really isn't for you. This is this is to watch if you're a Halo fan, if you love Halo, but are desperate for anything Halo just because there's nothing new, right? So basically, everyone and anyone who plays Halo Infinite, right? I mean, come on. If you pay right those prices for those microtransactions, you're just desperate. Sorry, but just saying. You know I'm right. You're like a League of Legends player at this point. The community, that's what you are at this point. Or a Rainbow Siege player. You're just desperate for anything new from a game that, from a story that you used to love, even if it's being turned into shit. Or in this case, a second tier story of a live action show. I don't have that many bad things to say about it just because I don't have that much to say about it in general. Um, I won't really. Gosh, I mean, really, I was gonna say I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but really, there's really not much to talk about. There's just not. Because I feel like the action was the highlight of the episode, and the action was about, I don't know, 15 minutes. Which I'm glad they did because the dialogue is awful. The writing, I mean, anyway, like opening with some teenagers doing some alien drugs is just not enticing whatsoever. But besides that, like, it's little things like that that are just a waste of time. You know, obviously, this director and writing and the writing people, they don't care about Halo in general. They're just getting they're doing whatever they want with their writing and their characters, and they don't really care about the image of Chief and all this and that. As soon as I heard Chief sigh, like twice, I think he was just like. As soon as I heard him do that, I knew he was. I knew that it wasn't going to be like Mandalorian, right? Because Mandalorian in that show, Darjin or whatever his name is, he not only says little, but he also doesn't sigh often. Okay, my point is he doesn't express himself often in any way, at least verbally, right? But you can tell from his little physical movement what's going on inside the helmet of his, what he's thinking, how he's feeling, right? As soon as I heard a sigh twice out of Master Chief, and also how much they were having him talk, how many lines they gave him, I knew it just wasn't really for me, genuinely, because I knew if they have him talk this much, if they can't do better writing, if they don't want to be accurate to his character in the show, then at this point they're probably just gonna unmask him. At this point, the actor underneath his suit is not an actor. At this point, that's Chief. They're gonna have him unmask because this isn't our Chief. This is whatever Chief they're making up, and everybody knew that already. It was obviously confirmed. They made it clear. They were like, "We're not doing this off the books or the games," and that was enough to make it, known. But and what do you know? And not even the end of the episode, not even the second episode, and he takes his helmet off for a girl who is no threat to the UNSC. So get this, right? I was gonna do no spoilers, but the episode's it's 40 something minutes, right? But nothing gets done. It reminds me of watching Flash, right? nothing gets done. The only thing that keeps people interested in Flash is the CGI action scenes. That's it. Because there's too much wasteless, useless dialogue that goes in circles and circles that it may have got you emotional in the first couple seasons, but eventually you see a pattern and it doesn't mean anything to you anymore. So anyway, I'm going to do spoilers now because I've decided whatever. This girl makes a vague threat to the UNSC saying, I will tell all the other colonies that the Spartans are killing people. And Amanda is like, okay, like she's trying to be reasonable with her like some politician or something, which she said she wasn't, but she's giving her the poker face and acting as if she actually cares and is concerned when it's a teenager. You know, a young teenager. Yeah, I'm pretty sure not tons of planets are going to listen to you just because your village was massacred, you know. Anyway, a young girl trying to villainify the UNSC, so boom, they decide to assassinate her because terrible writing, that's why. Because right off the bat, episode 1, they've already decided to make Chief a traitor and make him commit treason. You know, the good thing, the admirable thing about the games and why they had good writing, Chief made few decisions on his own, but more importantly, the few decisions he made on his own that were kind of his own mind and not him taking orders, it wasn't even treason at that point. It was just him making a clear, heroic decision, which to him came immediately. He had initiative. He just decided to do things. He didn't even wait. Like when he took that bomb to the Covenant's fleet, right? In Halo 2, he just did it. He didn't ask for permission, essentially. Well, he did, and then that meme was born, or legendary moment. But point is, in this, he commits treason, episode 1, to save a young girl's life, which in a good show with good writing wouldn't even be an issue. They wouldn't have written the narrative to push for her assassination. Why? It's a waste of time. You know, the only reason they did that is because it's an easy story to create, just make up, you know, because all they want to do is get Halo on the cover because they know they'll get millions of people, millions of Halo fans to watch it. Now, whether they stop watching after episode 1 is not what they care about, because they're not looking for our interest, essentially. They're not even looking for interest at this point. They're just trying to do something that they want to do. And to essentially guarantee a decent success, a decent rate of money, you have to slap something popular on the cover, right? Like clickbaiting, right? The perfect example, Ali A's gameplay videos, right? You already know it's not what you want. It's not anything new. It's nothing good or original. But that thumbnail might trick you, you know? Or that title he puts on it might trick you. So you click on it anyway. Doesn't matter how long you stay on it. You clicked on it. So that's all he wants. Same thing here. I can say James Gunn, the Peacemaker show may not be completely accurate to the comics, but I doubt people who have read the comics are disappointed with the show. The show is entertaining regardless. Even if it's not completely accurate to the comics. I mean, it pleases people like me who have not seen the Peacemaker comics, but I'm sure people who have seen the comics cannot be frustrated either, because it's enjoyable and it's entertaining. And you know what? I think episode 1 was entertaining for someone who's not interested in Halo or hasn't seen any of the games or books. So that's why I start off this episode by saying, if you're a Halo fan of the Bungie games, then this isn't for you, really. Unless you're so desperate for Halo content. then in that case, you're like me, because I'm desperate for it too. I'll watch it. My brother's not going to sit through it because he actually cared about the satire and hopeless feelings that the older games gave you. Like, everything mattered, and the only things that were shown in the story, cutscenes and other things, were things that mattered. Here, talking about, they're talking about UNSC being seen as imperialists and trying to just conquer planets, that's something that happens, right? But in the games, they didn't emphasize it. They didn't have some little rebellious girl scream, you killed my dad. You got my family killed. No. Frankly, if I'd survived that, regardless of my dad being killed by an elite, I'm pretty sure I'd be too busy being thankful for the 8-foot giant saving me to complain about them, let alone threaten them, saying I'll lie about all of it. So, my point is, James Gunn did what he wanted with Peacemaker, and I think I saw a quote today of him basically expressing how proud he is of that creation and how he's happy to move on to season 2. That's probably the people making this season that have finished it, of course, and it's releasing to us. They're probably very proud of what they did, and you know what? I think it looks great. I love the CGI is top tier. I don't usually mention it because unless it's crap, like Flash, because you expect it to be bad in there. But with big budget, like 10 million per episode or whatever it was, couple million per episode, whatever, you expect good. Besides the goofy jumping scenes or landing scenes, it looked pretty good. I mean, I think most people, Halo Forward into Dawn captured closer to what people were interested in, that are people who are fans of the Halo series, the Bungie games, not the stupid 343 stuff. Okay, they want to drag out Master Chief's story till the voice actor basically dies at this point. I mean, come on now. Like, for people like me who grew up on Halo 3, Halo 2, 1, whatever, and also Modern Warfare, those games resonated with us so much because we thought there was an endpoint in sight. We thought this story mattered, and we were scared of losing our characters because at that point we thought we could lose them, right? Halo Infinite, I mean, it's almost like they're guaranteeing Chiefs not dying because they just want to carry on, want to keep them alive for the sake of their money. Anyway, I'm rambling now, but yeah, and Chief takes his helmet off because why not? Because this isn't Chief, it's the actor. And see, that's the thing. That's a lot of people don't like shows like this even existing, really, because these people are choosing to just do whatever they want with the story, not staying accurate or lore wise accurate. Having people of different races playing these other characters. And I agree with you, because frankly, I think why make a show? Why make a show, right? To just make it in your own image, because that's essentially what they're doing. He wants to take Halo and make it in his own image. Well, I'm wondering to myself, why not just make your own thing then, right? Why not just make your own space war thing with aliens in it? Make up your own narrative, make up your own writing. Why do you have to take Halo and do it? Why? Because if you're not going to stick to the lore or anything else like that, what's the point? I mean, besides snatching a couple thousand audience who clickbait shit, who will watch it and then stop watching it after the first or second episode after they've realized that you are just not sticking to it. You're not sticking to what it actually is. Because the satire, hopeless feelings, all this hopelessness, and then that one spark of hope that happens after a cutscene or mission complete is what made Halo Halo, right? And this show might nail a few of those things, but it's just not sticking to enough at this moment to be what an actual fan would genuinely like to watch. And that's why it doesn't click for me either. But my brother will definitely not continue this because he's a Reach fan. If you're a Reach fan, you already know. But I'll give it a benefit of the doubt because I'm not expecting it to be good. Like, I don't think it's good right now because this dude is just doing whatever he wants, or female, whoever is writing and directing this crap. It's what they want. It's not what I like. It's what it is. But yeah, to me, I just think it because at that point, if you're putting people of different races playing like Amanda Keyes and her father Keyes, you have people playing different races, those specific characters. I mean, obviously that shows you're just trying to do what you want to do. Well, you can make your own shit up. Make your own show. But also, the thing is that, to me, that takes away from it, not because of anti-Semitism or anything like that, or racism, nothing like that. Obviously, it's because when you are, it's a thing of the arts. Like, if I were to be an actor, I would want to would want to play a character, right, that I would be suited for, a character that the audience would like to watch me play as. I'm not gonna go out tomorrow to play Tupac if I were an actor, right? That would be stupid. Regardless of him being a real life person and not a character, I wouldn't just go out and play him. You know how upset that would make people? This is no different. You stick to reality here, or stick to what's on paper, because an actor gets paid for becoming that character to the best of their ability, not changing the character. You don't change the narrative or the story to fit your own interest, and that's what they're doing. Not even changing things, just acting as if these things don't matter. Like, instead of showing something we recognize from the games or anything like that, they're choosing to just do some battle on Madrigal, or whatever the hell that was. That it's not in the games. I don't even know if it's in the books, but it's not important. You just decided to throw an action scene in there because your writing sucks. That's it. Yeah, I was a bit negative on this review, but it's just a Kickstarter for all you Halo fans to know that this is probably not for you. I know it's not for me, but I'll watch it anyway, just so I can do a review on content that I genuinely enjoy, But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you did watch, if you didn't just click on and then click off, or if you didn't just scroll on by. And don't forget to leave a like, because there's no like button, so you might as well leave a like. Alright, well, thank you for watching. Have a groovy day, blessed day, and yeah.